Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's one very beautiful shloka in Madhya Lila. Brahmanda Brahmite Kon Bhagyavan Ji Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Beach. Here it is said Brahmanda Brahmite. Brahmanda means entire universe. Brahmanda Brahmite. Brahmite means going around. So there are different living entities going around the entire universe. Lifetime after lifetime. How many such species are available? 84 lakh species. So you can imagine 84 lakh species are just categories. In that, how many personalities are there? How many living entities are there? Just imagine. We cannot count also. Infinite. In this room also, if I ask how many living entities are there, what will be the answer? Infinite. You cannot count. Yes, you cannot. Therefore, it's very important that we understand that when it comes to number of living entities, they are infinite. The number of bodies that they take, infinite. It goes on and on and on. It is described that maybe by some arrangement, maybe you might be able to count the number of sand particles in the river Ganga. Say, by some chance you can count. But you will not be able to count the number of births and the bodies that we have taken. That's how infinite it is. So, Brahmanda Brahmite. So, like this, we have been going around the entire universe. And every time we take birth, to take birth you need mother and father. Doesn't matter which species it is. Animal species or bird species or it is human species. You need to have mother and father. So, mother and father is always there. And because of mother and father, then the living entity takes another body. It is described that in Srimad Bhagavatam 3rd canto, the living entity is pushed into the womb of the mother. Different mothers in this world. Sometimes dog mummy, sometimes cat mummy, and sometimes human mummy. Yes, the mother is there. And in every lifetime, by default, you have mother and father. It's not that we choose mother and father. We don't choose. And it's very nicely depicted in Srimad Bhagavatam that how a mother and father is given, but what is the value of the mother and father in life also. There was a great personality called Chitraketu. Now this personality Chitraketu had everything. But the only thing was he didn't have a child. And he was morose, very morose. And one day he meets a great Muni, Angira. And very nicely described that Angira Muni, he looked at the face of Chitraketu. See, great personalities, just by looking at face, they can make out how much sad and how much happy this person is. Even ordinary people can make out. Forget about great saints. So looking at Chitraketu's face, he understood he's very sad. What happened? And at that time, Chitraketu said, I don't have an offspring. I don't have a son who can take care of the kingdom. So Angira Muni said, so what? It's okay. He said, no, I want one. Using your power, please give us a son. So he gave a benediction. And that's how one of the wife, I heard he had thousands of wives. And one wife, principal wife, her name was Kritadyuti. She became pregnant. And she begot a son. And Angira Muni had already done Namkaran, Samskar, before the child took birth also. He had told that this son will give you both Harsha and Shok. And therefore, remembering that, Chitraketu named his son Harsha Shok. I don't know how would they be calling at home. Harshashok. Harshashok. Now, since Chitraketu was given a lot of time to Kritadyuti, other wives who were there, they all became envious. They all started thinking, what is this Kritadyuti? What has she done? Just begot one son and Chitraketu is giving so much of importance to her. And they had a meeting. And in that meeting, the decision was all about how to get attention of Chitraketu now. Before he was giving equal attention. Now the maximum attention is towards Kritadyuti. So at that time, all the queens, they all came together, they planned. Actually, the thorn on our path is Harshashok. Harshashok was in the cradle only, very small. Harshashok. If this thorn is removed from our path, then we can nicely walk on this path. Then they decided, let's remove this thorn. They all planned, and at that time, very mercilessly, they gave poison to that small baby in the cradle. And at that time, when the maidservant went to check why the child is sleeping from such a long time, at that time she could make out the child is dead. She started beating herself. Oh, I'm gone, I'm gone. I'll be killed. And when she was shouting like that, crying, at that time Kritadyuti came. And she saw the entire scene. And she understood what has happened. First thing that she did was she fainted. She got up, she started crying. This news reached Chitraketu. And this news reached Chitraketu, he was clueless what to do. Clueless. He fainted, he got up, he was walking on the path, he was fainting, getting up. He was almost like a drunkard walking on the street. Moving here and there and then just moving towards. Can you imagine the state of Chitraketu? Such a horrible state. Such a horrible state. So in that state, when he reached near the cradle, he saw the dead body and he fainted again. Now all the wives also came. You know what the wives did? Other wives? What did they do? They all started crying. Oh, what happened? Who did this? Look at the drama. They all started crying. And they're behaving as if they don't know what has happened and this and that. This is how this world is, no? So pathetic, so duplicit. One thing that we have to note is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not like Kutinati. He does not like something like this, inside something, outside something. No. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he says, Saralta hi Vaishnavta. If I have to categorize or understand who is a Vaishnav, just by seeing this one quality, one can make out he is a Vaishnav. That is simplicity, straightforwardness, no diplomacy, no duplicity. Is it easy to be simple? Somehow we become so complex in our thought process. Somehow, unfortunately, to become simple seems like a huge task. But actually, as devotees, when we practice devotional service with time, as we advance in bhakti, naturally this quality will also manifest. Therefore, pure devotees are like childlike simple, childlike innocent. And look at these queens of Chitraketu. Horrible natak, drama, crying. At that time, when all the situation was out of control and everyone was crying, Chitraketu is crying, fainting, Kritadyuti is cursing the Lord. Oh Lord, what sort of person you are? You have killed the son before the father. You have taken away the son before the father. What is this? And she started cursing. All this was taking place. And at that time, Angira Muni comes. And this time Angira Muni does not come alone. He comes with Narada Muni. So Narada and Angira, both are friends. They came there. And at that time, Angira Muni started chastising Chitraketu. Why are you lamenting for temporary things? And then Narada Muni comes. And Narada Muni, very beautiful. Narada Muni, instead of he preaching, he invited a very wonderful speaker there. The entire scene was focused on whom? Harsha Shok. So Narad Muni thought, if Harsha Shok speaks the philosophy, oh, then it will be so wonderful. So what Narad Muni did is, by his prowess, by his mystic potency, he got back the Jivatma in the body again. And at that time, Narad Muni, he started saying, maybe you all can repeat. Jivatman Pashya Bhadram Te Mataram Pitaram Chate Suhurdo Bandhavas Taptah Shuchatvat Kritaya Bhrisham. So very beautiful. Narad is saying, Jivatman Pashya Bhadram Te. All good fortune unto you, O Jivatma. Just see, Pashya, just see. Who all are there? Whom should he see? Mataram, your mother, Kritadyuti. Pitaram, your father, Chitraketu. Suhrut, Bandhav, all your friends and relatives, they're all here. Get up, O living entity, see. And then he said that because of your demise, since you have left this place, all of them, they're tapta, they're distressed. Get up, get up. And you are the son of a king. Take over this entire kingdom. Enjoy the royal opulence. So at that time, in front of everyone, the child got up from the cradle. That's the power of Narad Muni, you see. And the child got up and the child started, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. He started a Bhagavatam class. One question. Will anyone sleep in that Bhagavatam class? First and foremost, a child is speaking, who was not yet speaking, because he was in the cradle. How can a child in the cradle speak? First, a child is speaking, that too fluently. That itself is astonishing. Second astonishment is the child was dead, and that child got up and speaking. And third astonishment is, this child is not saying Mummy, Papa. He is speaking philosophy. In this way, everyone was astonished. Do you think Kritadyuti and Chitraketu were crying? They were awestruck. Everyone who was crying, everyone was awestruck. Especially the queens around were awestruck. Everyone was awestruck to see that. And at that time, the child got up. And the first thing that he tells is, Kasmin janmani amimhayyam pitaro mataro bhavan karmabir brahmyamanasya devatiryanriyonishu. Look at his question. He says, Kasmin janmani amimhayyam pitaro mataro bhavan. Hey, Narada Muni, you said that my mother and my father, they're crying. Which mother and my father are you talking about? Which lifetime mother and father are you talking about? And if say someone asks him, why are you saying like that? You have taken many lifetimes. He said, yes, because of my karma, I've gone through different bodies. And sometimes I've taken the body of Devatas. Sometimes Tiryan, that is the trees and animals. Nri, human beings. In this way, I have passed through various different species, and every time I have got a set of personalities whom I called Mummy, Papa, mother and father, every time. So this is the point that I was trying to make, and here we have a testimonial where the Jivatma himself is speaking, that how every lifetime we get a mother and father. Every lifetime. Therefore it is said, Janame janame sabe pita mata pai. Every lifetime we get a mother and father. Every lifetime. But there is something that we don't get. Krishna Guru nahi mile bhaje hariye. We might get mother and father every lifetime. But every lifetime you don't get a guru. Every lifetime you don't get an opportunity to get closer to Krishna. Therefore it is said, Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jeev. When the great fortune arises in the life of a living entity, At that time, Guru, Krishna, Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Bij. At that time, by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, the person gets an opportunity to practice devotional service. Therefore, it's very important to note that by Lord's mercy, we get Guru. Now the question comes, how this happens? How is it that we get Guru by Lord's mercy? It is described. Krishna kripate Guru mile, Guru kripate Krishna mile. So first, by the mercy of Krishna, we get Guru. And then by the mercy of Guru, we get Krishna. Now let's try to understand this deeper. So by the mercy of Krishna, we get Guru. But when will Krishna's mercy flow? Prabhupada says that when we become sincere in our practice of devotional service, when we aspire to go higher and higher in the realms of Krishna consciousness, at that time, Krishna understands. How does Krishna understand? Oh, Krishna is Super Soul. Haribol. So Krishna is there in the heart. He is Super Soul in the heart. And he is the first Guru, Chaitya Guru. And he understands our desire in the heart. When he understands the desire in the heart, so at that time, he directs us to the Guru. And Krishna is telling this in Bhagavad Gita also. 18th chapter, Shloka 61. Please repeat. Ishvara sarva bhutana riddheshe arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarva bhutani yantrarudhani mayaya. Krishna is telling Arjun, hey Arjun, I am there in each and everyone's heart. And I am directing all the living entities in a particular way. And how does Krishna direct them? Krishna directs the living entity based on their desires. So as soon as we have a desire that I want to progress in Krishna consciousness, immediately Krishna gives us the opportunity. Therefore, bhakti is a very flawless process. Never we should bother about anything which is not in our control when it comes to advancing in bhakti. Sometimes person might say, think, do I have the right guidance? Maybe if my guide changes, then maybe I'll advance. Maybe I am more advanced, my guide is less advanced. Or maybe if these devotees, if I get a different devotee association, maybe then I'll advance. Maybe I'll get a different service, then I'll advance. If we are sincere, Krishna will interfere. He'll send the right person in our life. He'll send the right association. He'll do everything that is needed for going back home, back to Godhead. As Prabhupada writes, Prabhupada says that more than us, Krishna is more eager to take us back home, back to Godhead. Many times people say this, that I'm very eager to go back home, back to Godhead. No, sorry, you're not. More than you, Krishna is eager to take you back home, back to Godhead. If we ask this one question to ourselves, do I really want Krishna Prem in this life? Externally, we might say yes. But if you contemplate more, we might not be thinking about Krishna Prem all the time, right? Say you have a deadline in the office for some project. Naturally, we will keep thinking about that. Even when you are in the bathroom. Yes or no? Yes. In the bathroom, do we cry, I've not got Krishna Prem yet. When will I get Krishna Prem? Oh, Krishna, please help me. Krishna kothai, Krishna kothai. Anytime anyone had this experience? Only in the Bhagavatam class we remember, goal of life is to attain Krishna Prem. And when the Bhagavatam speaker asks, so how many people want to attain Krishna Prem? Everyone's hand will go up. Yes. But you know what? If we really intensely desire to attain Krishna in this life, that will be seen in our actions. How much intense we are, that's seen in our actions. Are we really very intense? If we are really intense, and as soon as Prabhupada says that one should chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, without delay we'll begin. One should follow 4 regulative principles, without delay we'll begin. One should have only Krishna Prasad, without delay we'll begin. That's the sign of seriousness and Krishna consciousness. Because if we are really serious, then whatever the Acharya is saying, we'll just do it. That's it. We'll just do it. And then, when we are very serious, to advance in bhakti, at that time, the Lord, looking at our desire, intense desire, He will direct us towards the right association of Vaishnavas. And then, naturally, we take to devotional service and we keep advancing in bhakti. Yes. Then when we keep advancing in bhakti, then Guru will instruct that you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. And when we follow his instructions, then we get closer to Krishna and then we attain Krishna. Therefore, here it is said, Krishna kripate Guru mile. And then Guru kripate Krishna mile. So this is how the entire science, or this is the entire science of Krishna consciousness, where by the mercy of Krishna we attain Guru, and by the mercy of Guru we attain Krishna. And we have the wonderful example of Dhruv Maharaj. When Dhruv Maharaj was insulted by his stepmother Suruchi, he went to his mother called Suniti. He asked Suniti, what should I do? How will I get justice? And Suniti said, only Supreme Lord Vishnu can give you justice. Where will I find Vishnu? Oh, many great sages, they go to forest. At that time, ISKCON was not there. Maybe Suniti might have told, go to ISKCON, you'll find Krishna. So here, Suniti said that people go to forest. And Dhruva, without thinking twice, he was just 5-year-old. How many years old you are? You're already 8 and you're still at home. He was 5 years old, he just left the forest. Small child, what will he know? What will he know? Yes. And he started walking. And at that time, out of nowhere comes a great personality whose name is Narad Muni. Comes at the right time. Now the question comes, how did Narad Muni come there? And the answer is what we have discussed. It is Krishna who sees the desire of the living entity. And Dhruva was very clear, I want to meet Vishnu. Now why he wanted to meet, that was a different question. But the desire, I want to meet Vishnu, that was so intense that Lord, he from within, understanding the desire of Dhruva, sent a Narada, go. Or else in the middle of the forest, why Narad Muni will come? He cannot tell also, I was just crossing in the forest, so I happened to meet you. Nothing like that. He directly came there, stood in front of Dhruva, and he gave instructions to Dhruv Maharaj. And just by following the instructions of Narada Muni, Dhruv Maharaj, in just 6 months, I call it as 1 semester, just in 1 semester, this boy, Dhruva, was just 5-year-old. He attained Lord Krishna. And when Lord came in front of Dhruva, at that time, Dhruv Maharaj, very beautifully he says, Sthana bilashi tapasi stitoham Tvam praptavan deva munindra guyam Kachan vichinvan api divya ratnam Swamin kritharthosmi varam nayache. Dhruva started his journey all just because he wanted to meet Vishnu and ask one question or ask one benediction, and that is, I want a kingdom greater than my great-grandfather, Brahma. So now when Lord is standing, so at that time, Lord is asking, Batao, Dhruva, kya chahiye? What do you want? And at that time, Dhruva Maharaj said, Sthana Bilashi. I was desiring Sthana, a place greater than my great-grandfather. Sthana Bilashi tapasi stitoham, therefore I did tapasya. Tvam praptavan, but now I have attained you. And are you easy to attain? No. You are very, very rare even for Munis, great Munis and great Indras. Oh Lord, to be very frank, I was searching for pieces of glass. All this land that I was talking about, like pieces of glass. But now I have got Api Divya Ratnam. Pieces of glass also shine. But I have got a Divya Ratna in front of me. Maybe Krishna might say, okay Dhruva, all that is okay. What do you want? Tell me that. All this is okay. What do you want? And at that time, Dhruva Maharaj is saying, Swamin kritharthosmi varam nayache. Oh Lord, I don't want anything. Can you imagine? Just by following the instructions of Guru Narada, the disciple Dhruva, He attained Krishna in just 6 months. Fully purified, a pure devotee. This is the power of the desire and Krishna's mercy. You just desire, Krishna is doing everything. He is doing everything. Therefore, I always say that Krishna has become our personal secretary. You just desire, he notes down, and then like a very, very honest, very loyal secretary, he keeps telling, okay, now it's the time for fulfilling this desire. Yes, go ahead. He creates the entire setup and then he sends the living entity. Can you imagine how much Krishna is doing for each one of us? Recently, I had given a talk on gratitude for Krishna. So there I have described about this, what all Krishna does for all of us. So therefore, to advance in bhakti, you need desire. And as soon as you get desire, now Krishna will surely help. And when I say that we need to advance in bhakti, we need to practice bhakti. So one thing has to be very clear. As soon as I say that I need to practice bhakti, it means do what? And Srila Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, he says, definition of a devotee is what? Definition of a devotee is one who executes one or more angas of 64 angas of bhakti. So there are 64 limbs of bhakti. And Rupa Goswami, I am really in love with all our acharyas. These Gaudiya Vaishnava acharyas, so wonderful. They have given all technical details to understand that how can a living entity advance in bhakti and attain Krishna Prem. Everything is given, everything, with detailed analysis. So 64 limbs are there, out of which first 20 limbs are preliminary. Mandatorily it has to be done. Next 44 are Sakshat Angas. So those Sakshat limbs have to be executed very nicely if someone wants to attain Krishna Prem. And those Sakshat Angas are like deity worship, worshipping Tulasi, and then going to Dham, staying in Dham, hearing Bhagavatam in the association of Vaishnavas, and so on and so forth. And in that, especially the last 5 items, which Rupa Goswami is talking about, is called as the most powerful angas. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan Bhagavad Shravan Mathura Vasa Shri Murtera Shraddhaya Sevan. These are the 5. Sadhu Sangha, association of devotees. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan, chanting the holy names of the Lord. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan Bhagavad Shravan, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Mathura Vas, staying in a holy place, or the pastime places of the Lord like Vrindavan, Mayapur, Jagannath Puri, or at least staying in a temple. And 5th one, Shri Murtera Shraddhaya Sevan, that is deity worship. By the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, all these 5 are given to us. And those devotees who are sincerely practicing bhakti, they are able to execute all these 5 every day. Therefore, you see the first question that any devotee will ask as soon as you say that you are an ISKCON devotee, they'll ask, how many rounds are you chanting? Yes. Have you noticed? How many rounds are you chanting? Yes. And if you're not in dhoti, kurta, kanthi, then surely they'll ask, how many rounds you're chanting? Yes. Why? Because it's an important limb of bhakti. So after describing all the 64 angas of bhakti, then Rupa Goswami says, Taram madhye sarva shreshta nama sankirtan niraprad nam laile paye premadhan. So out of all the 64 angas of bhakti, the topmost anga is chanting the holy names of the Lord. And anyone who chants the holy names of the Lord offenselessly, here is the catch, offenselessly, very quickly that person will attain Krishna Prem. So anyone who executes 64 angas of bhakti, one or more angas of bhakti, that person can be called as a practicing devotee. And when he attains perfection, he is a devotee. Yes. So in the 20 preliminary angas, the first 5 angas deals with Guru. So Srila Rupa Goswami very beautifully he lists down these 5. He says first one is Shri Guru Padashraya. Shri Guru Padashraya. It means accepting the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. This is the first thing. Can you imagine when Rupa Goswami is starting the description of 64 Angas of Bhakti, first thing he says is take shelter of Guru. Because without the shelter of a Guru, it's very difficult to start Krishna consciousness. At least someone has to tell you, that we have Gita course, please come to our center. That person also acts as a Guru, and that Guru's name is Vartama Pradaksha Guru. He's showing us the path. Obviously, we need not embarrass him saying, now you're my Guru Dev, I touch your feet and all that. That he is one of the Guru. And then after coming to association of Vaishnavas, devotees, then we'll have different levels of Shiksha Gurus also. Someone who will teach us how to chant on the beats. Someone will teach us how to read books, which books to read, how to hear lectures, etc. etc. And there's some gurus, some Shiksha Gurus will be a little higher, they'll teach us something higher, to advance in Bhakti. And there are the ones who are perfected, pure souls. They're at the highest level of being Shiksha Guru. Yes. And then once you have such association where you take shelter of some personality, some sadhaka or some devotee, then the next thing that is done is Sri Krishna Diksha Dishikshanam, where now the person comes to a level where he wants to get initiated by the spiritual master. So he gets initiated by the spiritual master and he learns how to execute devotional service. Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Beach. Now what is this Bhakti Lata Beach? See, Prabhupada makes it very clear. What is that Bhakti Lata Beach? It's not that Guru is going to actually open your heart and so on in that. Yes. So what is that Bhakti Lata Beach? Prabhupada says, methods, rules and regulations or training given by Guru to execute devotional service is actually Bhakti Lata Beach. Therefore, I always say that a disciple, he is grateful to Guru not just because he has given some tulsi beads and some name or something like that. Disciple is grateful to the Guru because Guru has taught the disciple, he has trained the disciple how to execute devotional service. This is the reason why the disciple is grateful to the spiritual master. This is the sole reason, in fact. Very, very important thing. Because at times, when people don't know this, then for insignificant reasons, they'll start jumping and dancing, Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev. Yes. And that does not mean anything. If you're not accepting the instruction of Guru, you're not accepting the training, your Jai Gurudev, and your WhatsApp DP and WhatsApp status is not going to help with the Gurudev's photo. So this is the second thing that is told, where he takes Diksha and gets trained in Krishna consciousness. Second thing. Third, Vishrambena Guruho Seva. This is the third thing that Rupa Goswami is mentioning. It means, with a lot of awe and reverence, with faith and devotion, the disciple will now execute or obey the orders of the Guru. Guru says, do this, he will do it. Can you imagine? All of you are married, so you all can resonate better. Srila Prabhupada told 3 couples, go to London and start preaching center. If 3 of you are picked up from here and told, then what will you all do? Yes. Go to this place and start a center. Here we are struggling to distribute books also on the street. Yes. Actually, that's the case with all of us. But Prabhupada told them, and those 3 went. And then they established a center. They made friendship with George Harrison. And they were the ones who established the center there, and they invited Prabhupada. And Prabhupada was so happy. Prabhupada went there and Prabhupada said that what my Guru Maharaj Sannyas disciples couldn't do, my Grihastha disciples have done it. Because at that time, Saraswati Thakur had sent his sannyasi disciple to London to start a center, but he couldn't. He was unsuccessful. He came back. But Prabhupada said, my Grihastha disciples have done it. So this shows that when the Guru gives an instruction and when we follow, Because Guru has told. Because at this level of Vaidhi sadhana, where we have to follow rules and regulations, we need someone to tell us. We need that ceremony, of initiation, Diksha ceremony. I had taken one devotee for initiation. Their Maharaj was not well. And the initiation date was getting postponed. And our flight was there, and we had booked the flight. We were supposed to come back. We had to cancel that also. Then I called the servant, and I was telling the servant that, Prabhu, in the room only you get the initiation done. No problem. We don't want the ceremony and all that. So he was telling, Prabhu, ceremony is important. Because in front of so many Vaishnavas, when the person is hearing the instruction of Guru, he'll accept the instruction wholeheartedly. And that ceremony, the pomp ceremony, will help the person to execute the instruction nicely. I remember these words, what he was telling me. So this process of initiation, this Diksha is so important, where we take an oath in front of the Guru that I'll chant 16 rounds every day, I'll follow 4 relative principles. On Ekadashis, I'll chant 25 rounds, and so on and so forth. Yes. So now what happens is, when we take such vows, you want it or you don't want. Because you have taken a vow, you will follow. And that's a great benediction, let me tell you. That's a great benediction. Because we living entities, we don't want to follow anyone. We don't want to do bhakti. It is just by the mercy of some Vaishnavas that we have come to devotional service. But now when we want to advance in Krishna consciousness, it's very important to take Diksha. A Diksha from a living Guru. Because the living Guru is the one who can give us instruction. And he is the one who can check also, are you following the instruction or not. Therefore, it's very important that Diksha has to be taken, and very beautifully it's described that Diksha is not just receiving beads and getting a name and Haribol, Haribol, and devotees will ask also, so bro, what name you got? And the person will say, my name, Gurudev gave me a name, Krishna. Krishna Das. That is more important. Yes, Das. So see, this is the instruction that Guru has given. By giving the name itself, he has given an instruction. Become Das of Krishna. And that training the Guru gives. And when he gives instructions, and when we follow those instructions, that is serving the Guru. That's called as Vani Seva. Yes. We may or may not get the physical association where we can wash his clothes, cook for him, do this, do that physically. But just by hearing the instructions and execute the instructions, that itself is Seva. Guru Seva. And that has to be done Vishrambhena, with faith and devotion. That's the third thing. And then, Sadhu Vartamanu Vartanam. Following in the footsteps of the previous Acharyas, under the guidance of Guru, spiritual master. So now spiritual master will give us directions that what we are supposed to do. He'll give examples saying, this sadhu in the past has done this sadhu has done this. We have to follow in their footsteps. And then finally, Sadharma Pricha. So now when Guru is giving instruction, the disciple should ask question. That's called Sadharma Pricha, where the disciple goes to the Guru and he asks the question, Guru Maharaj, how can I buy a villa? How can I buy a car? Should I buy a Mercedes or should I buy BMW? He's supposed to ask this, no? What is he supposed to ask? Huh? Okay. Jigyasu Shreya Uttamam. He's supposed to ask, how can I advance in bhakti? Guru Maharaj, please tell me, how can I advance in bhakti? This is the question that the disciple asks the Guru. Prabhupada asked only one question to Guru. You know what was that? Prabhupada says this in the class. Prabhupada said, I asked only one question to my Guru. How can I serve you? Only one question. So these are the 5 things, which are the first 5 limbs of bhakti. And this is how the 64 angas of bhakti begin, with these 5 limbs. First, Shri Guru Padashraya, that is taking shelter of a Guru. Second, Shri Krishna Dikshadi Shikshanam. So where he takes Diksha and he accepts the instructions of the Guru. Then third, Vishrambhena Guru Seva, where he now obeys the orders of the Guru. He serves the Guru. Vani Seva, Vapu Seva. Next is Sadhu Vartamanu Vartanam. Yes, where now he starts following the instructions of the Guru, which are directing towards how the previous Acharya has executed devotional service. And the fifth one, Sadharma Prichha, where the inquisitive disciple, eager to advance in bhakti, goes and asks his Guru, how can I advance in bhakti? Please tell me. So in this way, these are the 5 important limbs of devotional service, which begins at the start. We discussed the 5 limbs at the end. Sadhu Sangha, Nam Kirtan and all that. That's prominent, very important. But we'll be able to do all this when we have these first 5. Therefore, it's very important that every single devotee should aspire to take Diksha. And many times it is said, that Guru is Krishna himself. Yes. Chaitanya Mahapu was also saying, Guru Krishna Rupahaya Shastrera Pramane Guru Rupe Krishna Kripa Karena Bhakta Gane. It is described that all the revealed scriptures say, Sakshad Haritvena Samasta Shastra. What do they say? That Guru is not different from Krishna. Lord Krishna in the form of Guru. Guru Rupe Krishna Kripa Karena Bhakta Gane. In the form of spiritual master, Krishna delivers all the devotees. So, I can remove Krishna's photo from the altar and put Guru's photo. Same personalities, what's the difference? I can do that. The representative, as representative, what they're doing? So they're acting as transparent via medium. So why is it that we are calling Guru as Krishna? Because he's transparent via medium. So say Krishna is here and we are that side. So he's transparent via medium. So through him I am able to see Krishna. By executing his instruction, I am able to get closer to Krishna. Therefore, we say that one should give respect to Guru like that we give to Krishna. Because he is transparent via medium. But now, as soon as he starts becoming opaque, means if he is not acting as transparent via media, he is not repeating what previous sadhus and Krishna has spoken, what Shastra is saying, immediately the person can reject Guru. Very nice. One instruction he gives wrong and you reject Guru. You respectfully ignore that instruction. Yes, that's the thing. Respectfully ignore that, not reject Guru. Yes. Sometimes he can also do mistake. No, what is the problem? So you don't reject the Guru, you reject you ignore the instruction. So here we understand very clearly that till the point Guru is repeating the instructions of Krishna, Shastra, we accept that person as that of Krishna. We give the respect as that we give to Krishna. So this is a very, very important point. If Guru speaks anything against Shastra, we reject that particular instruction. And if he continues doing the same and he lives his life like that, we reject the Guru then. But in ISKCON, there is one more clause. So Guru should follow Shastra. He should repeat the instructions of Krishna. He should follow in the line of disciplic succession. And along with that, in ISKCON, Guru should repeat what Srila Prabhupada has given us. He cannot concoct anything new. So for us in ISKCON, Prabhupada is that absolute personality. Absolute personality. No one can question Prabhupada's authority. He is that ultimate authority for us in ISKCON. So anyone who speaks anything which is not in line with Prabhupada, that's not a bona fide instruction. As simple as that. Therefore, it's very important that we understand the position of Srila Prabhupada. He is preeminent Shiksha Guru. It means whatever he has given, no one can violate that. No one can prove it wrong or something like that. And if in ISKCON, Guru is speaking, he says that he is speaking from Shastra, but he is going against what Srila Prabhupada has given, then we have to reject that instruction. And if he continues to do the same and lives his life like that, we reject the Guru also. Therefore it is said, even if he is following Shastra but he rejects Prabhupada and goes out of ISKCON, that person is rejected by the disciples. Yes. And the disciple takes reinitiation at times. Therefore, it's very important to note that in ISKCON, Prabhupada's position is ultimate authority. There is no doubt about that. But since he is ultimate authority, we cannot take Diksha from him directly. That is something that we need to understand also very clearly. Because the first 5 limbs of Bhakti, which Rupa Goswami has described, it's very clear. You need to have a living Guru where you go and ask. Sadharma Pricha, you have to ask question, you have to take shelter. Diksha and other things, whatever is mentioned. So you need a living Guru for that. As soon as I say that I take initiation from someone who is aprakat now, physically not there, so immediately I am violating the first 5 principles. Immediately. And you know what? As soon as we violate the principles of Shastra, there is no question of advancing in Bhakti. So we need to follow Prabhupada, no doubt. But we cannot say that I'll follow only Prabhupada, not the previous sadhus and Shastra. This is like another concoction. You see? Therefore, a devotee who wants to advance in Bhakti, he needs to follow this trio. Yes, a trio. What is the trio? First side we have Shastra, then we have Sadhu, then we have Guru. And all the 3 are important for us. But in all the 3, the first is Shastra. So whatever Shastra say, that we want to follow. And that Shastra is clarified by the sadhus, the previous acharyas. And those wonderful instructions of the sadhus, or wonderful realizations, are followed and repeated by the Guru. That's how the Guru, he plays his role, important role. So as soon as I say that, no, I'll directly follow only what Prabhupada is saying, and that to not understanding what Prabhupada is saying, yes, then it becomes a big problem, you see, a big problem. Therefore, it's very important to align ourselves very nicely to Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Therefore, there are various unfortunate propagandas, which are taking place where people say that directly we can take Diksha from Srila Prabhupada. Then one thing that we need to understand clearly is, this is not in line with Shastra, this is not in line with what previous sadhus have told. See, Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sakaleneha mahata yogo nashta parantapa. So whenever there is problem in parampara, Lord will come, He'll fix it up. If there is no parampara only, why Lord will come? Why Lord will come? So when Lord is saying that there will be parampara, and if there is any problem, I will come and fix. But just to fix some problem of the past, if you stop the parampara and you say it's a solution, oh come on, you're going against the principle of Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, when we as devotees, it's very important for us to understand, if we want to advance in Bhakti, there should be a wholesome approach, and that wholesome approach is following Shastra, Sadhu and Guru. This is a wholesome approach. And when a devotee wants to advance in Bhakti, the instructions of the Guru is very, very important. And we are so fortunate that the system that is made in ISKCON, where all the Gurus, they repeat the instructions of Srila Prabhupada, and Prabhupada is undoubtedly the Nitya Siddha devotee of Krishna, or Senapati Bhakta of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So like this, when you are able to follow the instructions of such a great personality, through a living personality who is helping us to advance in Bhakti, why will we not advance in Bhakti? Yes. Therefore, Rupa Goswami, he puts this as first, where he says that you have to take shelter of a Guru, you have to take Diksha from a Guru. And unfortunately, such various propagandas goes around. You know why? Because as soon as we commit any offense to Vaishnavas, our mind will get clouded, our intelligence will get clouded. And in that clouded state, in that ignorance, will not be able to comprehend what the sadhus has told and what the Shastras are telling. Will not be able to comprehend. Therefore, another very important thing to advance in Bhakti is executing the instructions of the Guru offenselessly. Rendering devotional service That is, executing 64 angas of bhakti offenselessly is very, very important. Somehow, if you are able to do this, no one can stop us going back home, back to Godhead, because Krishna will surely shower His blessings, His mercy onto such a living entity who is offenselessly executing the instructions given by the Guru. Therefore, in conclusion, only one thing I can say here, that so many personalities are helping us just so that we can go back home, back to Godhead. Sometimes we might become fanatic that only my Guru is helping me. No, that's not correct. Vaishnavas are there around who pulled us into bhakti. Krishna himself in the heart, he's the one who inspired. And then we had Guru in our life. So Hari, Guru, Vaishnavas, all of them, they all as a team, they're helping us to take us back home, back to Godhead. Isn't that wonderful? There's a huge team to take us back home, back to Godhead. But we are such adamant people. We want to stay back in this material world. Lifetime after lifetime, Krishna is getting his team to take us back home, back to Godhead. But we are so adamant that we want to stay here. We are so obstinate to be here. Yes. Therefore, this team of Hari, Guru, Vaishnavas, they are trying their best. Now the thing that we have to do is cooperate with them, execute what they are saying, and make our way back home, back to Godhead. Because finally, you know what? The team is there. The team will tell us. But as Prabhupada said, we need to fly our own plane. It means we need to follow the instruction. How sincerely we follow, how strictly we follow, by that we'll understand that am I making my way back home, back to Godhead, or am I coming back to this world again? Therefore, in this way, by accepting the instructions given by Hari, Guru, Vaishnavas, offenselessly executing devotional service, with that intense desire that I want to attain Krishna's eternal service, when we execute bhakti, then surely we will attain perfection. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki.